What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love P-Valley, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about P-Valley Season 2, Episode 5. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to go over all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And this is one of those episodes where you may have to go back and re-watch it because there was a lot of little small things in this episode. So like I said, if I miss anything, you guys let me know. And, what a hell of an episode. This was a crazy ass episode. It was definitely, up there in the top episodes of the season, in my opinion, just based on what we saw from your girl, Miss Mississippi's story. It was crazy. I mean, the episode was so good. It had a lot of people talking about they want to see all the other characters' backstory and how they came to, being who they are today. So what do y'all think? Should we get other characters' backstory, or was this enough? You know what I'm saying? Now, in this episode, we got a body dropped off, and that body was, of course, Rome. And Rome was pissing me off in this episode. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I mean, he was doing entirely too much. He thought he was just going to take what he wanted from Keyshawn, and I'm glad your boy Wody stepped up to the plate and got rid of this dude. He got rid of him, and the people are saying that Wody is the MVP of the episode. He has instantly became one of the fan favorites of the series as of right now. The dude definitely did what he had to do to protect Keyshawn, and of course, he said, look, Lil Murder, my homeboy, I ain't gonna let you sit up here and just expose him without any type of consequences, right? And a lot of people was asking the question of, was Wody able to get that video? I'm gonna tell you right now, that video that Rome had, it's gonna get out. That's just my opinion. And it's no telling who Rome gave that video to. And some people are saying, does Pico have it? I mean, I don't really know if Pico has it, but I'm believing that video is going to get put out somehow, some way. Just knowing how Rome was moving. He seems like a shady type of character, and I would not be surprised if he gave someone else a copy of the video. But y'all let me know what y'all think is going to happen as far as that whole video thing. But also in this episode, your boy Derek, he was doing the most. Derek, you next. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all, we might as well get the Derek pre-orders ready, because to be honest, we should have been smoking on that Derek pack a long time ago. And after this episode, man, I am ready. This dude, he gotta go, man. He has to go. As I told y'all in my quick thoughts, early impressions, I don't like the dude on the show and in real life, just based on what I saw. I mean, he was pissing me off. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. And as I told y'all, we're going to continue to talk about different fan theories this week. And it really seems like a lot of the fan theories that we go over, the majority of them do come true. So we're going to see what's going to happen this week. Last week, we talked about a major death coming. We talked about that in the What to Expect video for episode 5. And we saw what happened. I told y'all, man, Wody, he was winking in that trailer. I had a feeling somebody was getting dropped off. So as I told you guys, leave those fan predictions down below. And once again, we're going to go over them this week. But as I told you, I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, let me know down below. So let's begin. What did we see in episode 5, titled White Nights? Now, this episode was narrated by Uncle Cliff, which I believe did a great job at telling us, Keyshawn's story. And Keyshawn, she's in the back. Rome is trying to, get these deals for her as far as, a weave deal. And, they're trying to figure out which weave she needs to wear. And of course, we see the blonde. And the blonde hair to me represents being accepted in society. To me, Keyshawn was talking about how the hair does not go with her skin. She did not feel comfortable. But growing up, in getting her backstory, we learned that everybody in her life would seem to have, lighter toned skin, different type of hair. They got more, you know what I'm saying? They got all the attention, and people appreciated them more and treated them differently. And we seen that when we saw Keyshawn's backstory. Now, Rome is telling her they're going to end up starting another 2-week bid, on this tour. Keyshawn, she ain't trying to do it. She really wants to go back home. Rome tells her, look, he has fixed everything up with Derek. Don't worry about it. But, Keyshawn, she's still not trying to do this. And it makes sense. She got kids at home. Rome tells her, look, what you gonna do is get this money. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure you ain't never gotta go back home. So right there lets us know that this dude don't give a damn about anything. He is just trying to control Keyshawn at all costs. We know Keyshawn has a problem with letting go and just telling people how it really is. It takes her some time to actually do it. And it's the same case with Rome. He's being controlling, trying to do everything he wants to do. But deep down inside, Keyshawn knows exactly what she needs to do, but it's hard for her to actually do it. Then we get to your boy Little Murder, Big Teak. And man, every time we saw them in this episode, all they was doing was arguing. And Murder, he was like, look, man, I just want to perform. You know what I'm saying? I want to perform, the Miss Mississippi song. And, it is her night. So she's definitely getting all the love. But your boy Murder, he just wanted to perform. He just wanted to, get his name out there a little bit more. Then we get to Rome. Look at this Ike Turner looking dude. I'm tired of seeing his face. So in this whole recap, we going to go in on this guy right here. I mean, look at him. I guess he's enjoying his last hours of life because we know we smoking on that Rome pack in this episode. Then we get to Jocelyn and we're at the Legends Ball and she's with Gigi McGuire, Jessica Dime, and Miami Tip. And of course, Jocelyn is probably one of the most famous strippers in the game, and her backstory is flat out crazy. And for her to be in the show, a lot of people really wanted to see this. I told y'all, people have mixed reviews, but she's in the show, and of course she will be playing Miss Mississippi's fairy godmother. And we know later on in the episode, she does give Keyshawn some good advice. Now, right after that, your girl Keyshawn, she kills it just like she always does. And then we go in the past. We go to the backstory. Uncle Cliff is giving us all the details on what happened in Keyshawn's life. We know she was, a part of the whole cheerleading team. She's trying to make sure she is able to join. And we see Gidget. We see, of course, Derek. He is there. And your girl Keyshawn is struggling. She is struggling with the whole cheerleading team. Your boy Derek is like one of the captains of the team. And it seems like Keyshawn's stepsister, Alicia, she's getting all the praise. We talked about this in the final predictions video. We knew her stepsister would be in this episode. She's getting all the praise from everybody because she's beasting out there. On top of that, she's already getting a lot of attention because of her skin tone. Keyshawn knows this, right? So it is a struggle for her to be going through all of this negativity. Now, of course, one of the football players comes over there. He's trying to talk to Keyshawn. Keyshawn, she ain't trying to talk to this dude. This dude is being very disrespectful, talking about she looked like a burnt chicken nugget. Derek stepped up to the plate. He said, look, you ain't about to be disrespecting her like that. The dude spits on Derek, and Derek beats the crap out of him, right? This dude was beating up two cats at the same time. So Derek was putting in that work. He should have just been a UFC fighter or something. That way he could have got out all his frustrations since he wants to put his hands on people. But that's just me. Now, Keyshawn finds out that she did not make, the cheerleading team. She's upset. Her sister, Alicia, she makes it. It's easy for her, right? Now, your boy Derek, he does come over there. He's trying to cheer up Keyshawn, letting her know, like, look, whatever them dudes said, it doesn't matter. You're not through. You can tell that Derek really likes her. He appreciates her. But if you hear Uncle Cliff is pretty much talking about how Keyshawn felt like, she wasn't even deserving of being treated like that. She, pretty much had this thought in her head that she's supposed to serve the people that look good, the pretty, right? So this is what Keyshawn was going through. Now, this scene right here pissed me off. We know Keyshawn, she was doing her sister's hair, and, she had the hair iron on her hair entirely too long, right? She made a mistake. Of course, her stepmom, very disrespectful. She's dogging out Keyshawn, talking about, I'm going to have a conversation with your pops. And then she talks about how Keyshawn messed up the only thing that made her daughter look beautiful, right? So she's pretty much telling us, like, her hair had all the strength. You know what I'm saying? That without this hair, she will not look good. Like, really? So this is what you talking about? Like, come on. This girl need to get dropped off. Shanice, she can go ahead and get dropped off, in my opinion. I couldn't stand this girl. Now, we get to Alicia. Of course, she's very popular. As Uncle Cliff stated, She had the light skin. All the boys loved her, right? Now, we find out that apparently it's two separate dances. And one of the dances is supposed to be for the black students, right? And the other dances is supposed to be for the rich white folks. And as Veronica said, she believes that this dance is supposed to be held on like a plantation or something like that. And they be having all types of different sacrifices and stuff like that. Now, I've heard about stuff like this. I heard about stuff like this numerous of times. So I definitely believe Veronica. Of course, your girl Alicia, she said, where do you get this information from? And she said, look, I got it on the 3rd floor in the bathroom on the wall. And it also said that you give the best head. So your girl Alicia, she out there giving that sloppy toppy. She ain't caring. And look at her. She was looking all ashamed. Of course, Keyshawn told her, like, look, that's a compliment. Like, don't be ashamed of that, right? And Keyshawn seems like, she is trying to stay out any issues between her stepsisters, and she's trying to be neutral and cool with both of them. Then we get to Keyshawn. She's walking home. Of course, it is raining. And your boy Derek, he rolls up on her. I mean, I think this dude was already stalking her already, following her. He was trying to get up in that. And he had the nerve to try to blame her, talking about you trapped me. Like, dude, this don't look like she trapped you. It looked like you wanted to be trapped based off your actions. Now, the two end up going to this restaurant. Derek does tell her that he got accepted to Ole Miss. He's going to be doing the whole cheerleading thing there. Full ride scholarship. So it's all good for him. Now, your girl Patrice, she popped up to the party and she talking about like, look, you better be getting more than just those bacon fries. Like, order up. I mean, I know he got the money. He can afford it. And she pretty much tells Derek, like, look, you better be paying for this date. Of course, Keyshawn asked him, like, are we on a date? And, what would happen if you took me on a real date? Now, we do notice that Derek has a bruise right by his eye or whatever. We find out that his pops is beating on him. I mean, his pops is crazy. So it makes sense on why Derek acts the way he acts. It's because of his father. And I'm looking like, man, this dude, Derek, I'm not trying to feel bad for him, but at the end of the day, his pops is beating on him at the house. They having issues. Regardless of all that, Derek can still get dropped off. Don't get it twisted. He can still get dropped off. Now, we get back to Shanice, and she's talking about how she met Keyshawn's father. She's leaving out details. Keyshawn is telling her, like, look, tell the whole story. Tell him the whole story on how you served my mother first. I believe she gave her like a drink or whatever. And Keyshawn pretty much told her, like, look, you are a home wrecker. You messed things up with my family. They get into an argument. Of course, your girl Shanice, she throws food at Keyshawn. If I'm Keyshawn, I'm going to juvenile detention because there's no way I'm allowing this girl to throw food on me. Of course, Keyshawn does lash back at her and, lets her know, like, look, you're not going to be doing that. She said, look, I'll get the Beretta. I'll get that Beretta. I'm like, shit, you better pull a 50, get the strap because this girl thinks she is really on one. Like, come on. Now, we do hear Shanice tell Keyshawn that everything ain't what it seems. We know James left Keyshawn's mom. And, based on what we saw in this episode, her pops is a sicko. That dude is all messed up. And, it is some deep, dark secrets going on in that family that Shanice knows about. So, of course, all the details ain't out there. But I believe that Keyshawn eventually started to put the pieces to the puzzle together, especially seeing what her pops was doing later on in the episode. Now, right after that little argument, Keyshawn, she said, you know what? It is time to hit the switch. We can hear Uncle Cliff talking about, at this moment, this is where Keyshawn started to transform to your girl, Miss Mississippi. She was inspired to make a change, right? And then we get back to present day. And of course, we get back to Jocelyn, the fairy godmother of Miss Mississippi. She's giving her some advice on what she needs to do in this game. She gives her like a Cardi B quote about, look, a hoe ain't never gonna be cold. People is always gonna see you in a negative light. But at the end of the day, you gotta put in that work and make it. And I believe this girl is gonna make it. She's been through so much. But in a short amount of time, especially from season 1, your girl Keyshawn definitely put in that work and she's reaping those benefits. But it still seems like it's some people, it's some negativity that's still getting in her way. she just can't give up, man. And she got to stop making these mistakes. But based on this episode, based off her past, it's starting to make a lot of sense on why she was moving the way she was moving. Then we go back to the past. We see it is, the mistletoe dance ball, whatever night. And, the rest of the daughters, they're getting ready to get their dates. Everybody's having a good old time. Your girl Keyshawn, she's like, look, I'm not going. I'm sitting at the house. It don't seem like I'm going to be having no type of night activities. Now, her pops wants her to take a picture of everybody. I mean, her pops, James, this James character, he's a freak. Look at him. He's gripping, this daughter. Look at this dude. This dude is a sicko. This is what I'm talking about. It's some deep, dark secrets going on in Keyshawn's family. And the way he's looking at her, you can tell that Alicia doesn't like this at all. And I'm pretty sure Shanice, she knows exactly what's going on. This dude needs to get dropped off as well. What do y'all think about this? The sad thing is, you got stuff going on like this in, today's world. Now, of course, your boy Derek pops up to the party. He says, you know what, Keyshawn, you going to this dance with me. I ain't gonna let you just sit here. So he has a custom dress and everything for Keyshawn. She puts it on. She gets all dressed up. They go to the dance. And of course, everybody is looking at them like, really? Like, you brought her to this dance? They couldn't believe it, but Derek does not care. So Derek is talking about, you trapped me? No. She didn't trap you. You picked and chose her, bruh. Like, what are you talking about? And of course, as soon as they're about to kiss, his mom pops up and she pretty much stops it or whatever. We know his mom never supported this relationship. His mom was always in his ear, and we learned that later on in the episode. Now, once they go outside, we get like this Cinderella moment. Derek is talking about, I need to get you back home before curfew and all this and that to your pops. Look, that ain't happening up in here. Fairy tales, they ain't true anyway, right? Now, Keyshawn and Derek, they get into the car. It's snowing in Mississippi. I mean, it's a hell of a night, right? They end up smashing. Derek end up clapping those cheeks for the first time. And that first time changed his life. It changed both of their lives, right? Because we know the future presented, kids and family and a lot of different consequences. Now, Keyshawn goes back home, and even though she missed curfew, she has made it back before her other two sisters. Of course, Shanice, she's talking about, I'm not going to tell your pops. But I will say this, Shanice did give Keyshawn some good advice, even though I don't like her at all. She tells her about, her custom dress and everything like that, and how she didn't get the pick. She tells Keyshawn, like, look, be careful on being a man's Barbie doll, because eventually he'll find another one to buy. So it doesn't seem like Keyshawn took that advice well. We can hear Uncle Clifford talking about, she didn't listen, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that was some good advice from Shanice. That was probably the only good advice she gave Keyshawn. Then we get back to murder. We get back to your boy Wody, the MVP of the episode. The money's coming in. Everything is looking good for your girl Keyshawn. And of course, Big Teak is pissed off once again. Keyshawn asked him, like, are you good? Like, you quiet over there. I mean, come on over here. Get you some of these, these strawberries, right? Of course, Big Teak ain't trying to have it. Your boy Little Murder, like, what the hell is going on with you? They start arguing just like always. And then we get Keyshawn, they show us the caption of how she's thinking. And she's like, look, I think they screwing around. Wody, he is thinking the exact same thing. He's like, yeah, they got to be screwing around. So everybody knows what's going on between Big Teak and, of course, Little Murder, at least the people that's in that room. And Wody had me cracking up. He's like, look, man, we probably need to get him, a chick, and that will fix things. Of course, Murder was looking at him like, dude, are you crazy? Wody be having me cracking up, especially when he told Murder he looked like, he's Uncle Murder. He was trying to be funny because we know Murder and Uncle Cliff's history, right? Wody be having these small little jabs that be getting to Murder, and Murder can't really do nothing but just look at him like, okay, I got you, dude. I got you. You own one. Okay. Then we get to your boy Rome. And of course, Rome, he is running his mouth about money. He's talking about, did y'all count the money yet? And also, he is telling them about the Jocelyn party that he's supposed to be going to, but they can't go. You know what I'm saying? It seems like just him and Miss Mississippi is the ones that's going to be going. They have a huge argument because Rome was talking about all the stuff he has done for everybody, got them rooms and stuff like that. Big T got pissed off. He's like, look, I don't want your charity. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you. I was hoping that Big T would just smack this dude, right? But that didn't happen. Then we get back to Wody, and Wody, he is telling your girl Keyshawn, like, look, I don't really like your hair. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that blonde hair. I like the hair that grow out your head. So he is letting her know her natural, real hair is the best look for her. Of course, Keyshawn was looking like, what? Like, you crazy or something? Wody was keeping it real. And, you know, it makes sense. This girl, she should love who she really is. She ain't got to be nobody. She gonna kill it regardless. She don't need that blonde hair. She can go out there in her natural hair and still dominate. That's just my opinion. Then we go back to the past. We see that Keyshawn, she is pregnant. I believe she was like 8 months pregnant. And of course, her and Derek, they have an argument, right? Because Keyshawn, she's pissed off. She's like, look, your mother, she never supported us. She's not liking, I guess, the bibs or whatever that his mother got. But Keyshawn, she's just expressing her feelings. Derek takes it to the next level. So Keyshawn takes it to the next level. She's like, look, I've been pregnant, working, supporting you, paying for everything, and you ain't been doing nothing. And this is where Derek's talking about, you trapped me. I should have never, smashed and all that stuff. You messed up my life and this and that. Like, dude, you chose to do this. You can't put all the blame on her. You did this to yourself. So you need to accept those consequences of your actions. Of course, Derek does not want to hear the truth at all. So he decides to put his hands on Keyshawn. He was pissing me off, y'all. He was pissing me off. I'm looking like, okay, so this dude has been doing this. I mean, we already talked about this in the final predictions video. I mean, we knew Derek put his hands on Keyshawn in the past, just based on the way he acts around her and how she acts whenever he goes off or whenever someone else screams. We knew this dude was on that type of stuff, but I'm looking like, man, somebody need to drop this dude off right now. Then we get to your boy Rome, and y'all already know Rome, this dude's a straight up abuser his damn self, and he's telling Keyshawn, like, look, the whole, weed thing did not fall through, but he's working on another deal. He's trying to get her like a stripper shoe type deal going on. And Keyshawn's like, look, they don't have a big fan base or whatever. The profits is going to be a little bit different or whatever. But Rome, he said, look, I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure you good. Go and, put the outfit on. He wants to see everything all together. And Keyshawn, she's back there trying stuff on. They're supposed to be getting ready for this Jocelyn party, but Rome pops up to the party. He got his robe on or whatever, ain't got nothing on. He's exposing himself. He's pretty much trying to clap Keyshawn's cheeks with no consent. He's just trying to take it. And I'm looking like, dude, like, are you crazy? He's talking about, I did all this stuff for you. Like, you're supposed to be giving me this and that. Like, he deserves all of this because he was doing his job. Keyshawn tells him, like, look, I'm a dancer. This is what I do. I sell an experience. I make it seem like something is going to happen, but it's not. That's her job. It makes a lot of sense to me. But Rome, he got that pimp mentality. This is what we was talking about. Is he going to be her manager or her pimp? Well, it seems like he is trying to do both, right? He is trying to take advantage of this. She pretty much denies him. He continues to follow her around. You know what I'm saying? Follow her around. Shows her a video of your boy, Little Murder, getting it on. The question is, who else has this video of Little Murder? He tells her, like, look, he knows that Little Murder and Big Teak is doing something. He pulls out his phone, he shows her the video, and pretty much he's telling us that eventually everybody's going to find out about Little Murder and that he ain't no gangster and that you ain't no princess. And he tries to, take advantage of this girl. And like I told y'all, without consent, he is forcing himself on Keyshawn. Luckily, she's able to escape and get away from this sicko because we already know Rome, he on one, man. He's on one. And it goes to show that this is what he wanted to do the entire time. And it makes a lot of sense because back in season 1, we can tell the way he was looking at her, his body language, that he wanted to smash the entire time. And he was just doing all of this to take advantage of Keyshawn. Now we go back to the past. This is right after Derek put his hands on Keyshawn. She goes back home. And of course, Shanice, she ain't trying to let her in. And she's like, look, I don't want you being around my daughters with all these issues. Keyshawn asks about her father, and she's talking about your father agrees. And you can tell her daughters, they're sitting in there like, man, ain't no way. Like, they don't even agree with Shanice. This lady, she pisses me off. She needs to get dropped off as well, in my opinion. Then we get back to Keyshawn. She goes, and of course, Wody is with her. And Keyshawn, she tells Wody, like, look, Rome, he tried to smash without consent. And Wody's pissed off. And she also tells Wody, like, look, Rome knows everything about Little Murder. Everything. So you already know Wody took this information. He's like, okay, say less. Like, I already know what I got to do. Keyshawn does tell Wody, like, look, I want to go home. I am tired of everything. This whole tour, it got to stop right now. So we know Keyshawn, she will be going back home. I'm just mad that she had to go back home to that freak, Derek. He got to go, man. I'm just sick of it, man. Your girl Keyshawn was going through so much in this episode. We go back to the past, and of course, we see this pattern from Derek. And, he got all the flowers all over the ground and all that stuff, trying to apologize, trying to make up for what he did. Ain't no making up for this, talking about I will never do it again. That's what they always say. If he's going to do it once, if it happened to him when he was growing up, what do you think is going to happen once he gets pissed off again? Now, Keyshawn, she goes back home after the tour. She tells Derek that, they had to take a little break because we know Rome talked to him about the tour, being a little bit longer. Now, Keyshawn notices that her son's arm is kind of messed up or whatever. I'm surprised she didn't check his body before she went to the doctor, right? So the kid had a dislocated elbow joint. And I'm looking like, really? So like I told y'all, I'm surprised she did not look at her son before she went to the doctor and saw all those bruises. And once she saw those bruises, she already knew what time it was. And I'm surprised she approached Derek like this. But then again, I guess this is who Keyshawn is, right? So she approaches this dude, telling him, like, look, you can hit me, you can do whatever to me, but leave my kids out of it. I don't want you touching my kids. Of course, Derek makes all these excuses about how the son was so annoying. You ain't been here in 2 weeks and all this stuff. I'm trying to get ready for my job interview and all this stuff. I mean, pissing me off. Keyshawn, as I told y'all, when she's pushed to the edge, she will tell you the truth. She tells Derek exactly what we know. You not getting the job. Like, you don't work at all, bruh. Like, you Tommy on Martin. You don't have a job. You getting on my nerves. Like, what are you talking about, right? Now, of course, Keyshawn does mention Derek's father. She says, look, you're not like him. You can be way better than your pops or whatever. Derek gets pissed off. He puts his hands on Keyshawn, which we know eventually was going to happen because he's going to continue to repeat the same things he's done in the past. He's about to put the iron on Keyshawn's face. And I'm looking like, please don't let this happen. And Keyshawn knows. She's like, look, don't do this. Do not do this to my face, anywhere else but my face. Like, you trying to mess up everything for her, right? Now, Derek tells her, I will discipline my kids any way that I want to. And pretty much you're not going to do anything about it. So Derek thinks he's in complete control. And I'm looking like, okay, all right, Derek, we going to see. We going to talk about this week. This dude, Derek, he got to go. I wish Wody, you would drop some of that fentanyl off to this dude because we need to be smoking on that Derek pack right now. And speaking of Wody, Wody goes and he visits your boy Rome. And Rome, he's looking kind of suspicious because, Wody brought him some product to snort. But we know Rome is like, I want you to go ahead and try it first. So Wody does try it first, but Wody's smart. He know what time it is. He works at a funeral home. He knows how to, slip and slide. He sniffs a completely different line. Rome goes in and said, all right, I'll do it. And Rome sniffs the line of fentanyl. So this is where Wody understands, like, okay, I got you now. I'm the real killer. You know what I'm saying? Screw playing a game. We ain't playing games no more. We talking about real life. And your boy Wody was telling Rome, like, look, how you want to be buried. They was talking about, Rome's mom. Of course, your boy Wody was talking about how he knows everything. Keyshawn told him everything, right? He asked him about the movie. Of course, Wody is trying to get all the details, but we know Rome, he ain't in the right state of mind. And we can hear Wody tell him, like, look, this is what I like to call soft suicide, right? And he said, look, you lucky, because a lot of people don't have someone to guide them to the other side. And the last words that Wody told Rome was, night, night, nigga. Had me cracking up. This dude, Wody, is a straight up G. And as Uncle Cliff stated, sidekicks can become angels of death. And that's exactly what Wody was in this episode. As you guys stated, this episode was about Miss Mississippi, right? We got her backstory and everything like that. But the MVP of the episode was Wody. He slid up in there and he did what was needed to be done. And as you can see, the wink is right there. This is what we saw in the trailer. You know, the fan prediction came true that it would be a death in this episode. We finally seen it. We can feel it throughout the first 5 episodes that death was coming. And as Uncle Cliff stated, this is not a fairy tale. This is real life. And since your boy Rome was up out of here, we already know who next. Derek, your time is coming. Something gotta cook. And we need to be cooking up that pack. We need to be smoking up that Derek pack. This Rome pack hitting, but that Derek pack is definitely going to be hitting a little bit harder. And based off some of the actual trailers that they did put out, I believe one of the trailers show your girl Miss Mississippi in the back of a police cruiser. We're going to talk about that. And also the strap that Autumn Night had last season. So we need to talk about that in this week's videos. You guys let me know, what do y'all think about episode 5? As I told you, this was, to me, one of the best episodes this season. It definitely delivered. I knew it was going to be graphic, emotional, and very telling. Your girl Keyshawn, man, she had a hell of a life, and it's not over yet. We're going to see what's going to happen in episode 6. It seems like we're going to go back to normal. I know a lot of you guys was talking about how after this episode, y'all want to see the backstories of these other characters. And who knows, maybe we'll get that in the future of P-Valley. But I will be dropping the what to expect for episode 6 tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. And I will catch you guys very, very soon. But thank you guys for all the love, all the support. And I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.